right, let's get into your stock pick.
So, on the theme of earlier, my stock pick is Absa.
No
And I
surprise.
think there's a number of reasons. So, I think, starting off, I like Kenny Fiedler's move to Absa. He's been playing, let's call it second fiddle at Standard Bank for many years, and he's not getting any younger. I think he's come to prove a point. I think he's going to be very proactive, and he's going to be, I dare say, aggressive, but he's going to make moves. He knows Africa well. He knows investment banking. That's where the growth opportunity lies. So I think you're going to see some proper energy coming out through that business in terms of appointments and strategy. And then, of course, you have a favorable macro environment, the ratings upgrade, cost of funding coming down. This is all good for the banking environment. It should improve the macro in SA next year as well, over the next year or two. So there's a lot of macro tailwinds plus fundamentals in the business that I like. 7 times earnings. I think it's less than 7 times next year's earnings. Dividend yield of 7.5%, 8% forward. So the fundamentals are there. If he can just get some delivery, some margin improvement, some growth, some ROE uplift, I think you're gonna do very nicely out of that one. So that is my pick. It's Absa.
All right, and where are you seeing opportunity, JP? What you're hanging your hat on?
Darling, so we started the show talking about how global equity markets have been under pressure the last few days. So quite a few shares have fallen a lot. Now I'm staying away from AI, but I'm going still with the technology related stock. It is Rightmove. Now, Rightmove operates the dominant online platform for buying and selling houses in the UK.
Okay.
So if you think about the South African equivalent, it might be Private Property or Property 24, the websites. So Rightmove is where people go when they want to buy or sell a house to see what's on offer. And the share price has fallen a lot in the last few weeks, mostly because there was some statistical data that came out and said that UK house prices have now fallen slightly in the last quarter, which frightened a few people because obviously prices going up, it's much better for a platform that takes a commission on rising prices. Falling prices not so good for a platform. And the other thing is that Rightmove had a investor day, and at that investor day, they decreased their targets for how much they could grow in the next few years. But the decrease was relatively small, and the share price reaction, I would say, was an overreaction. So because of that, I think the sharp share price on slightly lower forecasts for Rightmove creates an opportunity in a generally expensive global equity market to buy a dominant online platform that could do well then over the long term as the economics in the UK normalizes.
All right, so Rightmove for JP and Absa for Grant. Gents, let's leave it there. Thanks so much for your time this evening. Now, that was Grant Nader from Benguela Global Fund Managers and JP Verster from Protea Capital Management. Up next, The Close. Stay watching.
Stockwatch is brought to you by Merchant West. Where others stop, we push further. Because we believe business as usual doesn't lead anywhere new. Go beyond with Merchant West. Finance, invest, insure.